Hi, welcome to another episode of Beyond Chronic Disease. My name is Wendy Gathercole. I'm your host. Today's episode is a little bit different, although some of my episodes may in the past have been a little bit different. This is something that does mess with your head, even though you're probably unaware of it at times, or maybe you are, and that is reviews. Okay, so I don't mean the ones that you leave after watching a movie, although they could fall into this category as well, because the way you leave reviews could all change after you've listened to this, all right? But I'm talking more about the endless scrolling of reviews before you buy something, like booking a service or even deciding what to eat. It can seem helpful at first, but sometimes it does the exact opposite, especially if you're really relying on all the reviews that you're reading. So let's talk about how these reviews can mess with your head and how you can change the way that you engage with them. So the three main things that I have noticed is this. So number one, you want to buy something really simple like a pair of shoes or even a book, or something a little bit more extravagant, like booking a holiday spot. Like you want to go to this particular place because you feel like going there, you think it would be lovely, and all of what you feel. Okay. And then suddenly you've Googled all the information and you start scrolling through all the reviews, which are, in fact, only people's opinions, mind you. So you've been reading all the reviews, and then you've even looked at YouTube videos, or you've Googled some more and looked at more reviews, and now you're just overwhelmed. You can't choose. You don't know what to do. So your brain's gone into a complete scramble, and most of the time you give up. Is that you? Does that sound like you? You've given up in the past? Well, I know that I would if I read reviews. I'll talk about that in a minute. So you've just wanted to buy something really simple, or booking a holiday spot's not that simple, but if you wanted to go to a certain place and then you've read all the reviews and you've looked at videos and you've done all of that and nothing's good, then that will change your mind, right? It would, 100%. So then after that, you've been doing that half a day, whatever, you give up, your mood drops. You don't know what to do. You've got indecision happening, and you probably won't even go back and look at that again. Okay? So that's your mental health. It depletes your mental health. Okay? So that's number one. Now, number two, a bad review. So one bad review. If you've been reading reviews and you come across a bad one, tell me this isn't so. As soon as you see a bad one, you're a little bit concerned then. You're not choosing from what you felt, clear, calm, body, mind experience. You see that bad one and your heart starts, beating. You might go, your body starts getting a little bit nervous, I guess, because you're worried now and you're fearful that if you do choose that with that one bad review, that something's going to happen, that the holiday might be cancelled, or the shoes don't turn up on time, or all of these things that come into your head after reading one bad review, even though there's all these great ones. But our mind is basically wired to focus on the negative. So that's what happens. And then again, you're not trusting what you felt. You're not trusting what's going on in your heart. You're not trusting what's going on in your mind, the way you're feeling about something. You're relying on what other people's opinions are about whatever you were choosing to buy. Okay, so it's only other people's opinions. So you're not trusting yourself. You don't have any faith in yourself. And then that puts your mind into a bit of a spiral. Your mood depletes, and you give up again. So we're still giving up. So you're not going to achieve what you really wanted to achieve. Okay, so number 3 is a little bit what I was talking about. Number 2, I guess, with the feeling yourself and what your heart thinks and all that, is you're losing touch with your intuition. Now, intuition, your own intuition, is so important. It really helps you decide how to live your life full stop. And the more that you listen to other people's opinions and other people's reviews, you read and you look at videos, and it doesn't matter what you are wanting to do. There's more than one way to do it. So something doesn't gel with one person, and it might gel with another. So number 3, you lose touch with your own intuition. So what your mind, body, heart, soul is telling you, saying, I want to go to this location, this is going to feel good for me. And then you get, all these reviews. Some are good, some are bad, whatever, however you want, choose to buy into that. And then you've got indecision. So you're relying on everybody's outsiders' opinions to how you want to live your life, or how you really want to choose things in life. Okay, so reviews, they are supposed to have good intentions. I know in the circles that I sort of familiarize myself in, it's all about getting reviews. But I know how fake they can be. Okay, I don't read reviews. I choose things from what I want to do, and every now and again I'll just have a look at the reviews, and this is exactly what I've been talking about. This is what happens. So somebody will have the best experience ever, and then somebody else will have the worst experience, and they won't say one good thing about it. Okay, and I know that I've been to places before that I've seen bad reviews, and there's nothing wrong with the place. Or, so this is just people's opinions, okay? So I typically don't read reviews when I want to choose something. Like, I choose everything by intuition. I don't choose anything money either. That's another story, but you've got to be realistic. But the other day I booked a PT session at the gym, and she sent me a message for the bank details and all that, and for the cost of it. And I went, well, how much is it? Like, I booked with her, just trusting my instincts, my intuition, my own gut, because I'd spoken to her. And I mean, sure, if it was going to be, $2,000, like, that's a bit unrealistic for a PT session, then I would have thought, that's a bit ridiculous. But for what it is, so I'm choosing from my own intuition. I'm not relying on other people's reviews and opinions about this PT. I will make my own opinion after I go ahead with the session. So I believe that we are valuing too many people's opinions over ours, which is why our mental health, one of the reasons why our mental health is in such decline. So now, getting back to reviews, writing reviews, for the people that write bad reviews, angry reviews, I challenge you to write something good about a bad experience that you've had. And what do I mean by that? Well, exactly what I said. You know, I write reviews all the time. So my reviews are all about acknowledging the effort that the company has put in, even if it hasn't gone to plan, but the effort that the company has put in. You know, it's all about, for me, it's acknowledging that. And also, when I write a review, it's a good one. It's always an upbeat one. It builds credibility with that company as well. And it's all about, for me, it's being kind. So the more you choose kindness over not, it's more empowering. So the bottom line for me, and through this Beyond Chronic Disease and through life itself, is empowering you. It's all about empowerment of you. And if you continually write bad reviews, if everything that comes out of your mouth is all negative and that you've got nothing good to say, your body will be in a state of ill health, disease, and you will be disempowering yourself and your life and probably everyone around you. You will be an energetically sucking, draining, sucking machine that nobody will want to be around you. So writing reviews and this podcast is so much more about mental health than what you really think it is. And if you're scrolling constantly and looking at other people's opinions, because that is all that reviews are, and then you're not choosing what's right for you, then stop. Said stop again. Close the screen, whatever you're looking at, take a deep breath and take a moment to reflect on exactly what you want it to achieve. You want it to look for a pair of shoes. Sure, Google a pair of shoes, you know. Sometimes we don't know what we want. We may want a sandal or we may want a closed pair of shoes. You know, Google what sort of shoes there are out there if you choose in to Google stuff like that. But don't read the reviews. You know, look at it from your own angle, your own point of view. I mean, the only good things with reviews are maybe saying, like, if you're wanting to buy a dress online, I don't buy clothes online because I never know what sizes to get. But maybe, you know, a review, if somebody has written an empowering review, they might have written something like, the sizes are quite generous. So maybe if you're a size 12, you typically a size 12, you might choose a size 10. You know, that would be helpful. That is a review that is empowering. It does build credibility with that company because you're still choosing to buy something, but showing people that that the sizes are generous. So you're not bagging them out. But then a bad review, one that, you know, would stand out in people's minds and make it indecisive, would be, oh, the sizes they're oversized, they're horrible, you know. I don't know why they make them so big. You know, that those two different reviews, they sit in your mind completely differently. So next time you're choosing something to buy or whatever, watch, read, just choose from your own intuition. And I might add that even if there's 1,000 good reviews, that what you're purchasing may still not align with with who you are. You know, I bought a book recently. Everybody's talking about this book, and I thought, oh well, I'll get that book. Not that I really was inspired to buy it before. A couple of people close to me had bought this book and I thought, oh, okay, I'll give it a go. I mean, it's a New York bestseller. Do a podcast about bestsellers next time. It's a New York bestseller and it's getting raved about everywhere. And for me, I thought it was boring. And I just couldn't believe the caliber of the writing. So, and I'm not going to write anything like that because that was my opinion. Okay. And I don't need to write a demeaning review because as I said, I never do anyway. But I just didn't feel like, reviewing it. There's sometimes I just don't feel like reviewing things. What's the old saying, if you haven't got anything nice to say, don't say it at all. So maybe we should be getting back to that. And it's like all the, things on Facebook as well. And somebody will put out, something that feels really aligned with them. And then you'll get all these people, bagging you out. I have a real issue with with people that do that. I feel empathy for them, to be honest, because something's going on in their life that's probably not fun for them. Anyway, getting back to reviews, don't buy into reviews because they're only other people's opinions. And if you're going to write a review and you've had a bad experience, write down all the good stuff about it before you decide to bag it out. It'll make you feel better. But if you're that type of person that just chooses angry all the time, then, I can't do much about that if that's the way you want to live. So I choose kindness and I like to feel empowered in my everyday life. So hopefully that was helpful for you so that you can see that reviews are nothing more than other people's opinions. And if we stick to trusting our own intuition, you'll be more aligned with what works for you. You will be more empowered in the long run, and your mental health will spiral up instead of down. So until next week, I will see you then. Bye for now.